Kind of a quick turnaround for us. Still trying to get our lineups and defensive charts put together here.
Yeah, they didn't give us a whole lot of time in this one. But, that's all right, though. We're figuring it out. And we'll have it ready for you before this game starts.
Also scheduled at 5:30 tonight, the third game of our triple header. We'll see Chinese Taipei for the first time in the series. They'll be taking on Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, a 17-4 winner over Houston, Texas last night. And Vienna, Austria takes the field. Vienna with a right-hander loosening up. Vienna, the winners of the European zone. Third year now that Pony League World Series has brought a European team in when the field was extended to 10 teams.
An interesting way for Vienna, Austria to get to this game, but I'm putting up some impressive numbers in the European zone, outscoring its opponents. This is in 6 games, mind you, in a 4-day tournament, 81-18 during that 4-day tournament, and that included the opening game of that tournament with a 26-1 victory over Belgium Academy North, where the team recorded 22 hits. And while 6 players had multiple RBIs, 7 scoring at least twice in that ball game. And they also beat a team, the European Zone champion Czech Republic Academy, defeating them 10-0. They were winners of 5 straight games and had outscored its opponents 82-12 to 14 rather. So some big offensive numbers for these European teams, but the most of those coming from this Austrian team from Vienna. 81-18 during a 4-day tournament. That's pretty impressive no matter what level that is.
Just about ready to start the ball game. Carson Nutter for Washington going to lead it off. And he will play first base. A.D. Nelson bats second and does the pitching. Clarence Palmacala bats third and plays third. Zamar Loper, the shortstop, is in the cleanup spot. Logan Hummel behind the plate batting fifth. Max Gonzalez, the number 6 hitter in center field. Dan Bordley bats seventh as we get a backhanded shot to third and a quick throw to first. 1 pitch, 1 out. As Nutter is retired on a fine play by third baseman Henry Fisher.
Yeah, first pitch of the ball game. Getting out in front of it was Carson Nutter, pulling it down the line, but a backhand stab by Fisher. Getting up in plenty of time, throwing across the diamond, strong throw. Able to record the first out with relatively no problem.
A.D. Nelson, the batter. And he swings at the first pitch and grounds it to second base. Now will throw to first and quickly 2 down. Bring up Clarence Palmacala, the third baseman. Two outs, base is empty for Washington here in the top of the first inning. Palmacala, right-handed hitting third baseman. Takes upstairs for a ball. Christopher Vanas, the right-hander on the hill for Vienna. 1-0 pitch, fastball at the letters for a called strike.
Looks like Washington's donning some Stars and Stripes helmets.
1-1 pitch. In there for a called strike.
To go along with their baby blue uniforms.
1-2 pitch on the way. Popped up on the infield. Tao, the second baseman, will not make the catch off the tip of his glove. And on the air is Palmacala.
Not quite sure what happened there. It was just a routine pop-up, just went off the end of the glove, may have closed the glove too late, popped right out. Keeps the inning alive.
Zamar Loper, the batter, takes a strike. Right-hander Vanas with the pitch. Ball hit well in the air to right field. Back goes Stemmer, and he'll make the catch on the warning track to retire the side. An error and one left on after half an inning here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Washington nothing, Vienna, Austria coming to bat.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Horse around at the Washington County Agricultural Fair, August 14th through the 22nd at the Washington County Fairgrounds.
Left-hander A.D. Nelson on the hill for Washington as we go to the bottom of the first inning. For Vienna, Jacob Kynes leading off in center field. Nick Schadler, the shortstop, bats second. Christopher Hoscher bats third. He's behind the plate. Cleanup hitter is Henry Fisher at third base. Batting fifth, the pitcher Christoph Vanas. I'm sorry, he is in left field. Nope, Vanas is the pitcher, excuse me. Georg Stemmer, the right fielder, bats sixth. Jonathan Fleischman bats seventh. He is at first base. Maurice Kiefer in left bats eighth. And Angelo Tao, the second baseman, bats ninth. Washington with Nelson on the hill, Logan Hummel behind the plate, Carson Nutter at first, Jordan Palfreyman at second, Zamar Loper, the shortstop, Clarence Palmakela is the third baseman. One strike pitch bounces in the dirt in front of the catcher, Hummel. Washington outfield from left to right, Dan Bordley, Max Gonzalez, and Colton Fauner. One ball, one strike. Swing and a foul tip. Good inside pitch there from Nelson. Nelson, the right-hander, with the 1-2. Curveball, tapped foul, third base side.
Kynes seems to be out in front of Nelson in this at-bat, pulling that one foul. And then missing the last pitch out in front of it.
One ball, two strikes. Nelson winds and delivers. Curveball drops in but stays inside. May have stayed a bit high as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jacob Kynes, leading off the bottom of the first for Vienna, Austria. Nelson going to step off. Right-hander now ready to go. And now the 2-2 pitch. Kynes hits it in the air, right center field. This could be a problem, and a diving attempt. Gonzalez unable to come up with it. Leadoff single for Kynes here in the bottom of the first.
That one a high fly ball, just getting down in front of Gonzalez out there in center field. Gave it a good run. Laid out for it. Just wasn't able to get there in time.
Nicholas Schodler, the shortstop, to bat now. Same umpiring crew. And they rotate. Jude Corey calling the balls and strikes. Drew Saluga at first. Jeff Vrabel at second. And Don Dobrindt at third base. First pitch to Schodler misses downstairs. Kynes at first, nobody out, bottom of the first inning, just underway in Game 4 of the 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Called strike at the knees to Schodler.
Nelson's got to watch how long he's pausing on the mound. He's coming very close to balking.
1-1 pitch, and that one hits Schodler. So Vienna with runners at first and second. And nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning.
Catcher number 27, Christoph Hoscher.
Christoph Hoscher, the catcher, to bat now. And very quickly a visit to the mound for Washington.
Yeah, this might be a little case of nerves getting out here for the first time in this tournament. Excited to go, been waiting all day. Finally getting out here and putting two guys on to start off the game, maybe just to calm them down a little bit.
Well, you know, what I think is interesting, you said waiting all day. I think some of these kids, you know, they wait their whole lives to play in this Pony League World Series. And,
right,
you know, every year we talk about, you know, the fact that Washington won this tournament once, way back in 1955. And I think every team that has come since has sort of felt a little bit of pressure, I guess maybe for lack of a better word, as Hoscher steps in and takes ball one.
Yeah, you always want to play well as the host team in front of your home crowd.
Nelson's 1-0 pitch. Ground ball just off the glove of Nelson. Deflects to the second baseman, Palfreyman. He'll go to Loper at short to get the force there. One out. Kynes moves to second. Hoscher on at first on the fielder's choice.
And that was one of those situations where the deflection off the pitcher's glove helped them out in that situation. And normally, sometimes it hurts that a pitcher gets a piece of that one because the second baseman can end up making a play on the ball, but that one was headed straight up the middle and deflected off Nelson's glove and made it a easy play for Palfreyman over there at second base.
Henry Fisher, right-handed hitting third baseman, takes a breaking ball in the dirt from Nelson. Bill Nelson, the manager for Washington. Zach Loper and Ed Palfreyman, the coaches. David Korber, manager for Vienna, Austria. And there's a strike to Fisher. 2-1.
And you mentioned Washington trying to make a statement in the tournament every year. Last year, the Washington broke a 3-year streak of not winning a game here at the Pony League World Series, defeating a Czech Republic team 17-4. So not only did they beat them, but beat them 17-4. It's getting off the schneid in a big way.
Fisher took a fastball in the dirt. Now it's 2-1. Pitch hit in the air to right field. Coming on, but unable to make the play is Fauner. Run scores. Vienna takes a 1-0 lead. RBI single for Fisher. Drives in Kynes. And Hoscher stops at second. Christoph Vanis, the pitcher, to bat now, right-handed hitter. Runners at first and second, 1 run in, 1 out for Vienna here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch to Vanis takes a breaking ball outside. Again, the uniforms for all the teams provided by Dick's Sporting Goods. Washington, powder blue jerseys, white pants, red numerals. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, gets past Hummel. Runners will move up to second and third. It is a wild pitch. So Christoph Vanis with an opportunity to add to his team's 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball stays high. Washer at third, Fisher at first. Ball popped up, first base side. And that one will get out of play into the stands. Chinese Taipei and Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. Third game of our triple header tonight, scheduled to begin at 5:30. That one available on television at Pittsburgh CW. All games on air at WJPA AM 1450 in Washington, online, WJPA.com, and live HD streaming video at MLB.com with the help of our friends at Pikewood Sports. Walk to Vannis loads the bases. Georg Stemmer, the right fielder, to bat now. Steps in with the bases loaded and one out. Washington brings the infield in. First pitch to Stemmer is a curveball in for a called strike.
And a bold pitch going with a breaking ball. First pitch to the at-bat with bases loaded and one out.
Nelson from the windup delivers another curveball, another called strike.
He's locating it.
Catcher Logan Hummel with a little bit of an equipment issue, but now he's ready to go. No balls, two strikes to Stemmer with the bases loaded and one out here in the bottom of the first inning. One run in, 0-2 pitch on the way, curveball comes in high.
Hummel doesn't have the patented knee savers as part of his equipment.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Big strikeout there for A.D. Nelson. Second out of the inning, now the infield can move back. First baseman Jonathan Fleischman to bat. Hits from the right side. Nelson winds and delivers. Fleischman takes a curveball that's high.
Well, now Washington has a chance to get out of this and escape with only one run coming across.
Nelson's 1-0 pitch. In the dirt. Down the line comes Hosher, and he will score ahead of the throw to Nelson covering. So wild pitch scores a run to make it 2-0. Fisher to third, Vannis to second. So 2 runs in for Vienna here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-ball, no strike count to Jonathan Fleischman.
Well, that's always a risk when you want to bury a breaking ball in the dirt when there's a runner on third.
2-0 pitch. Fleischman takes a strike on the outside edge.
Can't make any mistakes when a run is so close and in scoring position.
Nelson delivers the 2-1 pitch. Misses inside. 3-1 with first base open here. Fleischman, number 7 hitter in the order for Vienna. Nelson delivers. Swing and a foul tip. So the count is full. Breeze blowing out to left field. Not too terribly strong. The flag's in right center field, not moving. 3-2 pitch. Soft liner. One hop to the second baseman, Palfreyman. He will retire Fleischman and Vienna, but Vienna comes up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning on 2 hits. No errors, and they strand a pair after 1 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Vienna, Austria leads Washington 2-0.
We've been in your community since 1808. We've stood by your side covering the news of the day. We've been here for the important times in your life. We've celebrated with you. We're proud to have delivered the latest in local, regional, and national news in Washington, Greene, and southern Allegheny counties. We'll be here for the next phase of your life with our print and online editions. The Observer Reporter, life delivered daily.
A productive first inning for the visiting team from Vienna, Austria. They take a 2-0 lead over Washington, Pennsylvania, the host team here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, and not too far away from here in Washington, in Masontown, Pennsylvania. The custom-made uniforms that all 10 of the participating teams in this event are wearing were put together, and then came that highlight for all of the players when that new uniform is presented to them. The whole deal, from the caps to the jerseys to the pants. And guys, those are going to be great, great memories for them long after this tournament is complete. Special thanks to the folks from Dick's Sporting Goods for putting together some great looking uniforms here for the 64th edition of the Pony League World Series. All right, Washington tries to respond. They trail 2-0. Back to Matt and Mark.
Logan Hummel will lead off the top of the second for Washington, trailing Vienna, Austria 2-0 here. Hummel, right-handed batter. Against Vienna right-hander Christoph Vanis. First pitch here in the top of the second inning. Fastball is upstairs. Vienna, red and white uniforms, trimmed in black. 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball misses downstairs, 2-0.
Vanis escaped the first inning, pitching giving just 7 pitches. Very aggressive at the plate was Washington.
Yeah, each of their first 2 batters swung and grounded out on the first pitch. A called strike to Hummel to make it 2-1. Vanis winds and delivers. Grounded to the right side. Second baseman Tao will field, throw to first, and I think, well, they're going to call out. It looked like Vanis may have pulled off the bag there, covering the pitcher covering. But the out called. One down here in the top of the second.
So that's going to be a 4-1 put out. And give credit to Vanis coming over and covering the first base bag, as the first baseman Fleischman had already committed to fielding that ball, trying to cut off the angle, but didn't get to it, leaving first base open. But Vanis was right over there to cover the bag. And heads up play.
Yeah, and we're going to get the discussion now about that play at first base, and just exactly what I thought, that Vanis had come off the bag before receiving the throw. Not much of a discussion.
Yeah, we do have replay here up in the booth from the MLB.com stream, but not usable replay for calls like these. So not a whole lot to discuss. Call is the call.
Max Gonzalez, the batter, right-handed hitting center fielder for Washington. Takes a first pitch fastball, which is high and outside. One out, nobody on, top of the second inning. Vienna, Austria leading Washington 2-0. 1-0 pitch hit in the air to right field. Stemmer coming over toward the line will make the catch for the second out.
Left fielder, number 3, Dan Bordley.
Going to bring up Dan Bordley, the left fielder, right-handed hitter. Right-hander Vanis winds and delivers. Misses upstairs with the fastball to Bordley. Two outs, bases empty. Vanis winds and delivers. Bordley takes a fastball outside, 2-0.
Both of these teams trying to have more success than their predecessors in this tournament. The European teams have never beaten another World Series qualifier other than host Washington.
2-0 fastball right down the middle for a called strike.
And have never advanced further than a win on day 2 of tournament action. Trying to go a little deeper this year.
2-1 to Bordley. Soft line drive into right center field for a base hit. Washington gets its first hit of the game. A 2-out single for Dan Bordley. I'll bring up right fielder Colton Fauner. Fauner, left-handed batter, steps in. He's the number 8 hitter in the order. Christoph Vanis, the right-hander for Vienna, with the first pitch to Fauner. Sails the fastball outside. Wardley leads from first. 1-0 pitch. Fauner hits it on the ground. Backhanded play by the shortstop Schlatter. Throws to Tao covering. And the side is retired. Washington with a hit and a runner left on after an inning and a half. Vienna, Austria leading Washington 2-0.
Most kids around here, and seeing them pregnant, smoking, having guns in their hands, just makes you think how lucky I am that I had Harlem Lacrosse to save me. We all have that one common goal, which is to win, to work together, to have fun. I want to go to college for lacrosse. I want to play for an Ivy League school.
Vienna, Austria on top of the host team Washington, 2-0 as we head into the bottom half of our second inning. This is the 4th game of the tournament so far. Last night's action saw Puerto Rico Mayaguez rally from a 4-0 deficit to defeat NASA Houston by a score of 17-4. Bay County, Michigan, a winner over Johnstown, 8-3. And in our first game here this afternoon, it was Hagerstown rallying 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th inning to defeat Mexico by a score of 6-5. So that Puerto Rican team that won last night in game number 1, they'll be back in action here in our 3rd game tonight, scheduled for a 5:30 first pitch. They'll take on Chinese Taipei and what should be an excellent game. Taipei against Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. Now let's go back upstairs. Our action continues.
Vienna, Austria comes to bat here in the bottom of the 2nd inning with a 2-0 lead.
Leading off the left fielder, number 2, Moritz Kiefer.
Number 8 hitter in the order, left fielder Moritz Kiefer will lead it off. He bats from the right side against Washington right-hander A.D. Nelson. RBI single by Henry Fisher and a wild pitch accounting for the 2 Vienna runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. Breaking ball in the dirt from Nelson for ball 1. Nelson into the windup. Here comes his 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in for a called strike. Kiefer started the bat but held up. But a good pitch there from Nelson to even the count at 1. The right-hander winds and delivers. Misses outside with the fastball. Two balls, 1 strike. Kiefer leading off the bottom of the 2nd here for Vienna. 2-1 pitch on the way. Called strike outside corner. Nelson into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. 2nd strikeout for Nelson. 1 down here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
That should boost the confidence of A.D. Nelson out there to get the strikeout to begin the 2nd inning. After giving up a couple of runs in the 1st.
Angelo Tao, 2nd baseman, steps in, right-handed batter. First pitch, fastball inside corner, called strike. Back Tao off the plate, but a strike nonetheless. Nelson's 1 strike pitch, curveball, stays upstairs. Two 0 Vienna leads here, bottom of the 2nd inning. 1 out, base is empty. 1-1 pitch on the way. Tao bunts it up the 3rd base line, stays in the grass, going to be trouble. Pamakela will field and throw, but not in time to get Tao. Bunt single.
And that was a beautiful bunt. Staying down the 3rd base line, right on the grass, and staying on the lip of the grass, and not going into the dirt. You see many times on bunts down the line like that, once it reaches the dirt, comes off the infield grass, it has a tendency to go foul. That one stayed right on the edge of the grass and stayed in fair territory. Here we have another bunt.
Jacob Kynes up the third baseline. Similar play. Nelson's going to throw it high and over the head of Nutter, the second baseman. Being held at third is Tao. Going to be an error charge there. So Kynes on at first. Tao goes from first to third on the error.
So Kynes saw what Tao did in his bat and said, hey, I'm going to do it the same way. Go right down the third base line. And it worked there and also caused an error. Allowed Tao to get to third base.
It's going to be a base hit and an error. First pitch fastball in the dirt. Good block by Hummel. So runners at the corners with one out. Nicholas Schodler, the batter. 1-0 pitch on the way. Curveball stays inside. Kynes takes off for second and gets there without a throw.
Call that catcher's indifference rather than a stolen base, you think?
Nope, it is ruled a stolen base. 2-0
base.
pitch on the way, fouled straight back. Vienna with a 2-0 lead. Runners at second and third and one out here in the bottom of the second inning. Nicholas Schodler hit by a pitch his first time up. Right-handed batter waiting on a 2-1 pitch. Nelson delivers. Ground ball through the middle for a base hit. This will score a pair. Gonzalez's throw will be cut off. 2-run single for Nicholas Schodler, and Vienna leads 4-0.
Yeah, just a shot right back up the middle by Schodler. Getting past the outstretched arms of Loper over there at shortstop. Diving for that one to his left. Just got underneath his glove. And a 2 RBI single, and Austria back in business.
Fifth hit of the game. Christopher Hoscher, the batter, takes outside for a ball. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored on a wild pitch in the first inning. First pitch to Hoscher was a ball. Takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike to even the count at 1. Schodler, the runner at first with one out. 1-1 pitch on the way. Ball hit in the air. Shallow right field. Second baseman Palfreyman actually right on the edge of the outfield grass makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Number 23, Henry Fisher.
Brings up Henry Fisher. Had an RBI single in the first inning. Right-handed hitting third baseman. Waiting on the first pitch from A.D. Nelson. Curveball drops in, but stays high as it crosses home plate. Ball 1. Schodler, the runner at first, as the 1-0 pitch comes in the dirt. Blocked by Hummel with a backhanded play. 2 balls, no strikes.
Nelson up to 45 pitches here in the second inning.
2-0 pitch drops in for a called strike. 2 runs in the first for Vienna, 2 more here in the second. And Fisher being warned about stepping out of the batter's box with both feet. 2-1 pitch, fastball stays up and in. Late break from first base, throw down to second, and stealing second is Schodler. Boy, the ball and Schodler and Palfreyman, the second baseman, all arrived at the bag at about the same time. Schodler just did beat the throw.
Yeah, Palfreyman coming over a little bit late to cover that bag. Not sure if he knew that ball was going to come down.
Well, I actually think it was a delayed steal by Schodler. He did not take off on the pitch. Full count now to Fisher, turning towards second after stepping off as Nelson, but he does not throw. Now the right-hander for Washington. Stretches and delivers, and it's ball 4. Pitch missed upstairs. Runners at first and second with 2 down. Now for the pitcher, Christoph Vanis.
Number 15, Christoph Vanis.
Vanis walked his first time up. Runners at first and second with 2 down for Vienna. Nelson's first pitch to his mound opponent, swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the turf. Bounced, and Hummel had it, I think it hit off his mask and came out in front of home plate, couldn't find it right away. And the runners advanced to second and third.
Yeah, breaking ball that Nelson broke off into the dirt, got the chase. Just Hummel wasn't able to handle it behind the dish, allow the runners to move up.
So 1 strike to Vanis now with teammates at second and third. Stretch by Nelson and the pitch. This is downstairs. Two bunt singles in this inning, an error, a 2-run single for Schodler. And then a walk to Fisher. And a wild pitch moving the runners up to second and third. 2-ball, 1-strike pitch on the way. And Vanis takes a fastball low, 3-1. A.D. Nelson winds and delivers the 3-1 pitch, and it misses downstairs, skips away from Hummel. Coming down is the runner from third, Schodler. He will score to make it 5-0. Second run that Vienna has scored on a wild pitch.
Take a picture of this afternoon's game, post it to Tony World
And it's
Series.
now 3 walks for Nelson in these first 2 innings and a hit by pitch.
Collectible items from throughout the years. We'll pick a winner
And
April
it's
5th.
been much of why Austria has a 5-0 lead.
And runners at the corners with 2 down for Georg Stemmer, who struck out swinging his first time up. Fisher at third, Vanis at first. Throw over to first, diving back in is Vanis.
Batter is number 5, Georg Stemmer.
First pitch to Stemmer is a ball high.
I would say that Nelson needs to focus in on the batter instead of the runners on base, but we saw in the first game that there was a pickoff at first.
Stretch by Nelson, 1-0 pitch. Jams Stemmer, who fouls it straight back, 1-1. Runners at the corners, 3 runs in here in the bottom of the second for Vienna. They lead it 5-0. 2 down in the inning. A.D. Nelson for Washington with the stretch. And the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, tapped foul. Stemmer fouling it off his body. That one may have come up and hit him around the helmet.
Yeah, I think it hit him in the back of the helmet. Almost got underneath it. Third base coach coming over to see if he's okay.
And Stemmer just taps his helmet as if to say,
That's why I have it.
That's where it hit me, and I'm okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Second inning in a row that Vienna has sent 7 batters to the plate. 1-2 pitch, runner going from first, curveball, and it missed. Vienna steals second, runners at second and third now. 2 ball, 2 strike count to Georg Stemmer, the right fielder. Nelson winds and delivers. And the curveball misses inside, full count.
These breaking balls are just missing from A.D. Nelson on the inside corner. Just not breaking far enough.
3-2 pitch. Stemmer chops it to third. Paul Michaela behind the bag, throw to first, and it is it's a one-hopper that gets by Nelson. 2 runs are going to score to make it 7-0. Stemmer stops at second base. A couple of unearned runs there. Error charge to Paul Michaela.
Yeah, Paul Michaela could have almost tagged the runner coming to third. The play was happening right in front of him, but instead he elected to throw over to first. But I think the easier play would have just been to tag the runner coming to third base.
Jonathan Fleischman will bat, grounded out to the second baseman. Palfreman his first time up. Right-handed hitting first baseman, takes a pitch in the dirt. Hummel able to block it. His throw gets by the third baseman, Paul Michaela, but backing up the play was Loper at shortstop, and that keeps the runner Stemmer at third. So another wild pitch advancing Stemmer 80 feet. Nelson works from the windup. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low. Now Nelson worked from the windup on the previous pitch. This time he'll stretch and deliver. Line drive, base hit up the middle for Fleischman. RBI single brings home Stemmer to make it 8-0. Stemmer scoring from third. And we will see a pitching change now for Washington. Looks like Zamar Loper from third will come in to pitch. Obviously, Washington going to have to make some other changes here. Nelson standing over near the third base bag. I'm just going to guess that he's going to go to third base, and Paul Michaela, who was at third, is going to move over to short. Just basing that on what...
That looks like what's going on.
Over here.
So should say 6 runs in here in the bottom of the second for Vienna to give them an 8-0 lead. 2 outs with Jonathan Fleischman at first base.
Yeah, just unfortunate for Washington. Things getting a little out of hand early in this ball game. There's a strikeout to lead off this second inning. And then 3 straight hits, 3 straight singles by Tao, Kynes, and Shadler. And then a couple walks right after a fly out to second base. And an error on the third baseman on a throw across the diamond. And before you know it, 6 runs have crossed the plate.
Moritz Kiefer started the inning by striking out. He bats for the second time in the inning. First pitch, a ball throw down to first base, and Fleischman able to get back in ahead of the tag from first baseman Carson Nutter. Zamar Loper, right-hander, taking over for A.D. Nelson on the mound for Washington. 1-0 pitch misses outside. Appeal on the check swing, and first base umpire Drew Saluga says no. 2-0 pitch. Breaking ball outside corner called strike. Ball hit out of play, first base side, evens the count at 2. I have 8 runs charged to Nelson. I'm going to double check. I have 4 of them earned.
4 earned.
On 6 hits, 1 walk, a couple of strikeouts, and now a swing and a miss. Kiefer down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. 6 runs across for Vienna in the bottom of the 2nd inning. On 4 hits.
Do you want to go to the movies?
No, not again.
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
Next time, let's take the grandkids.
Tap into the fun at the Corks and Kegs Festival, August 22nd and 23rd at the Meadows Casino.
An explosive bottom half of the second inning for Vienna. They put 6 up on the board, now leading it 8-0 over the host team from here in Washington. Well, earlier today, a tremendous ceremony, a very special event. It was the Champions Game, and it was an opportunity for special needs folks from around the area to take the field here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. And as you could see, many of the teams in the tournament served as handshakers, high-fivers, assistants, you name it. And the people that participated put together a morning that they will never forget. So congratulations to everyone involved in that great Champions Game earlier on today, all part of the Pony League World Series. 8-0. See if Washington's got an answer. Let's go back upstairs.
Not yet. Top of the third inning, Jordan Palfreyman will lead it off for Washington, number 9 hitter in the order. Washington down 8-0 here after 2. Palfreyman, right-handed hitting second baseman, waiting on the first pitch from Christoph Vanis, and a base hit up the middle for Palfreyman. Leadoff single for Washington, trying to cut into an 8-0 deficit.
And wasting no time as Jordan Palfreyman have some runs to make up. First pitch he liked, ripped it right back up the middle.
Just the final numbers on A.D. Nelson. Inning and 2/3, 8 runs. I have 4 earned on 6 hits, make it 5 earned. 6 hits, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. There's a ball hit in the air. That'll go foul down the right field line and out of play. Carson Nutter grounded out to third his first time up.
And more aggressive swinging from this Washington lineup. Not wasting any time, taking their hacks.
1 strike pitch, fastball upstairs to the right-handed hitting Nutter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Christoph Vanis, the right-hander for Vienna, with the 1-1 pitch. Nutter takes a strike inside. Curveball, not a lot of break to it, but enough to catch the inside corner.
And enough to have Nutter think that was coming in on his hands, lifted his hands up. That came down in the strike zone.
1-2 pitch, hit in the air, foul territory, third base side. This one will get out of play. Beautiful sunshine here this afternoon. First game, Hagerstown, Maryland, with 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning to walk off with a win against Mexico. Another 1-2 pitch on the way here to Nutter, takes a fastball inside. Game 2 of 3 here today at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. 2-2 pitch on the way to Nutter, takes a fastball outside. Palfreyman leads from first, nobody out here, top of the 3rd inning. 3-2 pitch on the way, curveball, just missed inside. Nutter draws the walk. Washington with runners at first and second.
That one just off the inside part of the plate. And Nutter kind of backing away from that pitch, but he was pretty close to the plate. Got the call.
A.D. Nelson, the batter, grounded out to the second baseman, Tao, his first time up. Grounds one underneath the glove of the pitcher, Vanis. Tao fields at second, goes the short way, and they're going to say safe at second base with Nutter sliding in to beat the play. So Washington with the bases loaded, nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. It's going to be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that was the short play for Tao. Already going to the right. And backhanded the ball, trying to go right just to second base. Was a second too late.
Clarence Pomacala, the batter, curveball stayed way inside, had to duck underneath it. Pomacala reached on an error his first time up. Freeman at third, Nutter at second, Nelson at first for Washington, trying to fight their way back in it. 1-0, fastball misses outside to Palmakela.
This would be a big hit here. The center fielder shaded off to the right, so if Palmakela can pull something into the left center field gap.
Fastball in the dirt, 3-0.
Might be running for a long time. Now Vannis in danger of walking in a run.
Falls behind 3-0, no place to put Palmakela. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside edge for a called strike. Right-hander Christoph Vannis with the 3-1 pitch. Misses upstairs, and he walks in a run. And not what you want to be doing when you have what was an 8-0 lead, now 8-1 as Pal Freeman scores. Nelson to second, Nutter to third, and a visit to the mound here for Vienna.
So walks have been a problem for both sides now as we enter the third inning. Mentioned A.D. Nelson had 3 walks in his inning and 2/3 of work, and now 2 walks in this inning for Vannis.
Zamar Loper to bat, fly to right his first time up. Right-handed batter Loper steps in. Started the game at shortstop, now pitching, takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Fisher at third, playing even with the bag. Crept to the edge of the grass as the first pitch came in. Now the 1-strike pitch. Chopper to the left of the mound. Charging is Schodler. He'll throw to first, get the out there. Scoring from third is Nutter to make it 8-2. Nelson advances to third, Palmakela to second. Brings up Logan Hummel, grounded out to the second baseman Tao his first time up. 1 out, runners at second and third. First pitch misses inside to the right-handed hitting Hummel. Vannis with the stretch in the 1-0. Hummel takes a fastball downstairs.
Still a chance to tack on a couple of more runs. 2 runners in scoring position now. Still only 1 out. Single likely scores both.
2-0 pitch. Ball hit in the air to right field. This one looks like, yeah, it's going to be caught by Tao, the second baseman. Nice play, angling over toward the line. Thought that might drop in, but Tao got there to make the grab for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, it looked as if that was going to drop in on the right side. Just a looping fly ball into shallow right field. Tao coming over, cutting off the angle, making the catch.
Max Gonzalez, the batter, flied to right his first time up. 2 down, runners at second and third. 2 runs in for Washington here in the top of the third. They trail 8-2. First pitch misses to the right-handed hitting Gonzalez. Vannis with the stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Misses outside with the fastball. Two balls, no strikes. Christoph Vannis for Vienna with the stretch and the pitch. Comes in just above the letters for ball 3.
Gonzalez backed out of the box before that pitch even continued to come through. Just a little bit high.
3-0 pitch, called strike at the letters. Right-hander Vannis stretches. 3-1 pitch on the way, and he misses high with the fastball. The walk loads the bases again. Third walk given up by Vannis, all in this inning.
Well, at least that time he had somewhere to put Gonzalez. Didn't walk in a run. And now puts himself right back in a bases loaded situation.
Dan Bordley, who singled an inning ago, steps in. And he has to jump out of the way of a pitch in the dirt, gets by the catcher Hosher, and runners advance. Washington gets a run across on a wild pitch. Nelson scores to make it 8-3. Palmakela to third, and Gonzalez to second. So Bordley with a 1-0 count. Teammates at second and third. Fastball misses outside. Dan Bordley, left fielder for Washington, waiting on a 2-0 pitch. Vannis delivers. A curveball that stayed high. Bordley had to duck underneath it, 3-0.
Vannis just seems to be having some troubles controlling his off-speed pitch. It's not high, it's going in the dirt. And the last one got past the catcher Horscher and cost him a run.
3 balls, no strikes. Vannis has walked in 1 run in this inning, in danger of walking in another. Pitch to Bordley. Takes all the way. Fastball at the knees for a strike. Now Bordley can look for what he wants here, 3-1. Stretch by Vannis and the pitch. And it's a strike, inside edge. Bordley just shakes his head in agreement. Just wasn't what he was looking for. And now with a 3-2 count and 2 outs, runners will be off. Well, excuse me, not runners at second and third, not loaded here after the wild pitch. And the curveball, that one hits Bordley in the back. Now they're loaded. So this is the 3rd time in this inning Washington has had the bases loaded.
And the 3rd time this inning that I believe that's been walked that way. There's been a base open and a walk to load the bases.
Colton Fauner, the batter, grounded out his first time up. He lines one into right field, sinking liner, and that's going to get by Stemmer and roll to the fence. Fauner stops at second. Gonzalez stops at third, 2 runs in. It's an 8-5 ball game.
And don't give up on this Washington team. Still plenty of time in this ball game, only in the top of the 3rd inning. It's Colton Fauner with a flick out into right field and got past Stemmer out there in right field, rolled all the way to the wall. And the floodgates opened around the bases. And now a crooked number being put up, 5 runs in this 3rd inning has put Washington right back in it.
Washington now will send Jordan Palfreyman to the plate. Started this inning with a base hit. Later came around to score. Takes a fastball low and away for ball 1. So from down 8-0 back to 8-5 and the tying run at the plate here in the top of the 3rd inning. 1-0 pitch. Misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Pitcher throwing in the bullpen, left-hander for Vienna. And there's a strike to Palfreyman to make it 2-1. Tyler Fortner, I believe, the left-hander throwing for Vienna. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vannis with the stretch and the pitch. Lifted foul, first base side, will not hang up enough. Even though it stayed in play, Fleischman, the first baseman, could not get there in time.
Good effort by Fleischman, running into foul territory, going all the way up against the fence, chasing for that ball to try to end this inning. It's been a kind of a disaster inning for Austria, letting Washington creep back into this ball game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Vannis stretches and delivers. Fastball fouled straight back right at us.
Again, another single here brings maybe 2 more runs in. Brings it to a 1-run game. Changes the whole complexion.
Just 2 hits in the inning for Washington, but they've put up 5 runs. Fastball misses low and away to Palfreyman. Full count, 3-2. Boardley at third, Fauner at second. Vanis with the 3-2 pitch and misses upstairs. Palfreyman walks. 4th walk, all in this inning, given up by Vanis. And now the base is loaded for Carson Nutter. He's 0 for 1, walked and scored earlier in this inning.
Again, 4th walk in the inning. We haven't had much discussion about it, though. No managers coming out to talk to Vanis, try to talk things over, discuss what they want to do moving forward. We might have some of that going on right now, though, as I speak. That's going to spell the end for Vanis.
So it is going to be Tyler Fortner to pitch. Coming out of the ball game is left fielder Moritz Kiefer. Vanis, who was pitching, goes to center field. Kynes, who was in center, moves over to left.
Now playing center field, Christoph Vanis. Now playing left field, Jacob Kynes.
So Vanis exits after a rough 3rd inning. 4 walks, 5 runs given up. And Washington will still have the bases loaded with 2 outs when Fortner takes over on the mound.
Vanis responsible for the 3 base runners.
So both starting pitchers end up only going an inning and 2/3. Obviously the line's not yet closed on Vanis. We'll get you that whenever this inning ends.
Now Carson Nutter steps in. Takes a breaking ball that stays outside from the left-hander Fortner. Correction on the pronunciation. It's Fortner. Ball hit in the air by Nutter into right center field. It will hang up enough for Vanis to go back and make the catch. And that ends the inning. But Washington comes up with 5 runs here in the top of the 3rd. On just 2 hits. No errors. They leave the bases loaded. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Vienna, Austria leading Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series 8-5.
The pole is second. Wait, where's third? There.
St. Denny. Theo, left. Shut down on 3 and run out to your position. 1, 2, 3. Goes on 3.
Amen. Let's play ball. That's 3. That's 2.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
Well, here they come. For the very first time, Austria made the flight over the Atlantic. Destination, Washington, Pennsylvania. And so far, got a lot of offense going on here. 13 runs have been scored as we head into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Washington exploding there to make it a game. After trailing 8-0, they have responded 5 runs on just 2 hits and 4 walks issued by the Austrian pitching staff in that last inning. And so the folks now clad in red, although they still lead it by 3, going to try to get back to work. 8-5 is our score. Game number 2 of 3 to be played here. Coming up, Chinese Taipei against Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, scheduled for a 5:30 start. 8-5, Vienna on top. Now let's head back upstairs to Matt and Mark.
Defensive changes for Washington as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Just a position switch. A.D. Nelson, who was at third base at the end of the 2nd inning, is now catching. And Logan Hummel, who was catching, is now at third base. And Angelo Tao leads off the bottom of the 3rd inning for Vienna. Had a bunt single his first time up, later came around to score. Takes ball 1 from Zamar Loper, second pitcher of the game for Washington. Came on to get the last out in the 2nd inning. Misses outside, 2-0. Stretch by Loper and the pitch. Misses outside, 3 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, Tao put on a great display of bunting in his first at bat. Putting that right down the third baseline, hung on the edge of the grass, able to keep it fair for an infield single.
3-0 pitch. Tao with a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And walks have been the name of the game so far. 3 from Nelson in the first 2 innings. Now 1 here from Loper. Vanis had 3 walks in the 3rd inning. That led to 5 runs being put up on the board by Washington.
Curveball misses high to Jacob Kientz. 2 singles, one of them a bunt single for Kientz in the ball game. He scored 2 runs. 8-5 Vienna leads. Runner at first, nobody out, bottom of the 3rd inning. Breaking ball outside corner called strike.
Tao not afraid to get a secondary lead over there at first base. Washington paying attention to him.
Loper misses outside with the 1-1 pitch. Nelson looking at the runner, Tao at first base. But don't know that he was going to throw. I think he just wanted to
Yeah, I think
fake.
he might have.
And then he dropped the ball. 2-1 pitch. Curveball is high.
Nelson continues to hop out of the crouch pretty quickly and look over to first. At least wants to keep Tao close.
Loper's 3-1 misses outside off the glove of Nelson, but Tao will not look to advance beyond second base. Back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, anytime we've seen walks like this in an inning, today at least, we've seen runs in that inning. So Austria is setting themselves up to tack on to their lead with 2 leadoff walks.
Nicholas Schottler, the shortstop, to bat. He's 1 for 1. Also hit by a pitch, drove in 2 with a single an inning ago and later came around to score. Takes a curveball for a strike. Vienna with 2 in the first, 6 in the second. Washington with 5 in the top of the 3rd. Curveball. Looked like Schottler was starting to run the right hand up the bat there.
He was.
But he had to, pitch was not close. He ducked underneath it for a ball. It's 1-1. Stretch by Loper in the pitch. Schottler does offer at it this time, but missed it on the bunt attempt. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Looks like he's trying to use the drag bunt down the third base line. Move these runners over, force the third baseman to field the ball.
1-2 pitch, curveball, swing and a miss. Actually a foul tip held onto by Nelson. A nice breaking ball there from Loper. First out of the inning. Christoph Hoscher, the catcher, to bat. 0 for 2, did reach on a fielder's choice in the first inning and later came around to score.
Strike one.
First pitch in for a strike, throw down to third with a runner going. Out is the runner Towel trying to steal third, second out of the inning. Behind that, Kynes taking second.
And it looked like there may have been a miscommunication in signs. As soon as Towel was thrown out of third, looked to his third base coach, talking some things over.
Hosher lines the 1-0 pitch into center field for a base hit. Gonzalez comes up throwing, and it's going to be cut off by Loper. Big turn at first by Hosher, but nobody behind him, so he's able to get back to first. RBI single makes it 9-5 for Vienna, with Kynes scoring from second.
And that's the second RBI of the day for Hosher.
First hit off of Loper, now Henry Fisher to bat. 1 for 1 plus a walk. He's driven in a run and scored one. Takes a curveball high. Fisher out of the batter's box for a moment to check the signs. 1-0 pitch. Ball drilled into the gap in left center field. That is going to get down and roll to the fence. Hosher going to be waved home. Here is the relay throw from Palmakela. It is cut off. RBI double for Fisher. Will make it 10-5.
Yeah, that ball just ripped into the gap by Fisher. Splitting the outfield, was rolling all the way to the wall. And scoring from first was Hosher on his horse from the very beginning.
Christoph Vanis to bat now. He's walked twice. Ducks underneath a curveball from Zamar Loper. Ball got away from Nelson, but not far enough for Fisher to advance. 10-5 now, Vienna leads. Vanis started the ball game pitching, was replaced in the top of the third, now playing center field. Takes a breaking ball low and away, 2 balls, no strikes.
Vienna scored at least 2 runs in every inning. 2 in the first, 6 in the second. So far, 2 more here in the third.
2-0 pitch hit in the air to right field. Fauner drifts over into the gap, makes the catch, and the side is retired. 2 more runs for Vienna in the bottom of the third inning on 2 hits, no errors, and they strand 1. We've played 3 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Vienna, Austria leading Washington, PA, 10-5.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Horse around at the West Alexander Fair, September 7th through 12th at the Fairgrounds in West Alexander.
Vienna has scored in each of their at-bats, and now they have a 10-5 lead over the host team from Washington, Pennsylvania. As we welcome you back inside Lou Hayes Pony Field. Activities began yesterday with a home run hitting contest. And that right there is Wing Tu Hung, who was the winner for Chinese Taipei. In fact, the Chinese Taipei squad not only placed the winner, they also had participant finishing second. So they had 1 and 2 when they went to the long ball. We'll get an opportunity a little bit later on tonight to see if that proficiency with the long ball continues for Chinese Taipei. They're in our next game coming up, which starts at 5:30, scheduled for a 5:30 start, as they take on a team from Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. 10-5 is our score here. It's Austria on top of Washington. Now let's go back upstairs.
10-5 ball game. Vienna, Austria leads Washington, PA here in the top of the 4th inning. A.D. Nelson will lead it off for Washington. 0 for 2. Did reach on a fielder's choice his last time up and scored a run. Nelson doing the catching now for Washington, facing lefty Tyler Fertner. Pitch on the outside, maybe just off the outside part of the plate. Nelson went after it and foul tipped it for strike 1. Fertner with the stretch and the 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back. Tyler Fertner relieving Christoph Vanis after Vanis gave up 5 runs in the top of the 3rd inning.
Been working on the final line for Vanis. I have an inning and 2/3, giving up 5 runs on 3 hits with 4 walks and no strikeouts.
That is correct. Also 1 hit batter.
1 hit batter as well.
Nelson fouls off another 2-strike pitch. So the left-hander, Tyler Fertner, with another 0-2 curveball, swing and a miss. Swinging over top of it is Nelson.
Shortstop number 24, Clarence Palmacala.
Third baseman Clarence Palmacala to bat now for Washington, 0 for 1. Reached on an error in the first, walked with the bases loaded, and later scored in the 3rd. So he's got an RBI and a run scored. Fertner's first pitch called strike near the knees on the outside part of the plate. One strike to Palmacala. Fertner delivers. Ball hit in the air to left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Kynes fires it back in, but a 1-out single for Clarence Palmacala.
Palmacala just dropping this one right into left field. Left and center fielders converging on that one, but nobody able to get there in time.
4th hit of the game for Washington. Zamar Loper to bat, 0 for 2. Did have an RBI ground out his last time up. Bounces 1 foul, third base side. Loper started the game at short, now pitching for Washington. Palmacala at first with 1 out. 1-strike pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Hosher. 10 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for Vienna. 5 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Washington. Here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch. Misses downstairs with the fastball. Fertner checks Palmacala at first, now delivers. Chopper over the mound. Schodler flips to second for 1, but dropping the ball is Tao, so safe is Palmacala. And an error going to be charged to the second baseman, Tao. Washington now with runners at first and second and 1 out. Second error on Vienna. Logan Hummel, who is 0 for 2, steps in. First pitch to Hummel, fouls it off the end of the bat. One strike to Hummel. With 1 out, Palmacala singled. Loper then reached on an error. Stretched by Fertner, 1-strike pitch. Fastball in the dirt, blocked by Hosher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Palmacala leading from second, Loper from first. Fertner stretches and delivers. Fastball fouled straight back by Hummel. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hummel just getting a piece of that breaking ball coming across. Fouling it straight back.
Fertner stretches, runner going from second base. Curveball hit in the air to left field down the line. Kynes is going to be unable to get there. Shortstop Schodler actually was closer to the ball, but kind of fell in between the triangle of Kynes, Schodler, and the third baseman Fisher in foul territory. And maybe a break for Washington because Palmacala was trying to steal third. If that ball's hit where somebody can catch it and get to it quickly, they have a chance to maybe double Palmacala off second base.
It was surprising to see him take off toward third on that pitch. I'm not sure if he would have stolen that base cleanly as well.
Fertner stretches, checks second base, now delivers a 1-2 pitch. Waiting on the breaking ball is Hummel, but he's a little bit, got around a little too quickly and fouls it off third base side. (10-5) Vienna leads here, top of the fourth inning. Washington with runners at first and second and one out. Another 1-2 pitch on the way, and again fouled off. Good at bat here by Hummel as he battles. Tyler Fertner being forced to throw a lot of pitches here. 1-2 to Hummel, and it's in the dirt. Gets by the catcher, Hoscher, and the runners on the wild pitch advance. Paul Michaela to second, or I should say Paul Michaela to third, Loper to second. And now they're going to say the ball hit Hummel, so no wild pitch there. Hit batsman loads the bases.
That was a very late decision to say that it hit Hummel. He turned around right as the pitch came across and pleaded his case. And obviously he did so pretty well as he was awarded first base.
So bases loaded with one out for Washington, trailing 10-5. Max Gonzalez 0 for 1 plus a walk. Now they're going to talk about this.
Maybe not so fast.
Yep. Umpires getting together to talk about this, and they are going to say yes, the ball hit Hummel.
Center fielder number 9, Max Gonzalez.
Gonzalez with a chance to pull Washington closer. Right-handed batter against the lefty Fertner. First pitch to Gonzalez. Breaking ball started high and outside and stayed there. Fertner stretches. Here's his 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pitch up and appeared to be out of the zone, but Gonzalez went after it and missed. Gonzalez waits as Fertner delivers the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball downstairs. Bases loaded with one out for Washington here in the top of the fourth inning. Down by 5. A great opportunity here. 1-2 pitch. Chop to the left side. Third baseman Fisher fields, throws to first, gets the out. Scoring from third is Paul Michaela to make it a 10-6 game. Loper to third, Hummel to second.
And Fisher just taking the easy out. Coming in, playing that ball off the left side. Thought about going back home, but got the sure out over there at first, allowing the runner to come in.
Dan Boardley steps in, fouls back the first offering. Boardley singled in the second inning, hit by a pitch in the third. So 1 run in here for Washington in the top of the fourth. 1 strike to Boardley. He'll tap it to the right side. First baseman Fleischman fields it, but nobody covering first. Run scores to make it 10-7. Loper scoring from third, Hummel going from second to third.
And we saw Fleischman, the first baseman, do this earlier in the ball game, coming out to try to play a ball instead of going back to the bag and leaving the bag open. Luckily, the first time for Austria, Vanis was over there from the mound to get the throw back over to first base, but this time nobody was over there and no out was recorded.
It's a base hit. And an RBI for Boardley. Colton Fauner, the batter, 2-run double his last time up. Swing and a miss, runner going from first, throw down to second base is in time. Caught stealing is Boardley as the shortstop Schadler took the throw. And that ends the inning. Washington does come up with 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Vienna, Austria leading Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series 10-7.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball.
Starting drive. Starting drive.
When he's not watching baseball,
Watch him run.
he's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
Welcome back, everyone. Lou Hayes, Pony Field, as we head into the bottom half of the 4th inning of play. They've come by car. They've come by, well, even trolley. A couple of looks here at some of the locations where you can spend some time in Washington County. Saw Meadowcroft Heritage Park, and trolley. Pennsylvania Trolley Museum is here as well. Some of the spectators taking part in some of those activities as they tour the area here in Washington County. Day number 2 of our Pony League World Series. This is game 2 of the day. We have 3 games on the schedule coming up right after this one is complete. It will be the team from Chinese Taipei taking on Mayaguez, Puerto Rico. 10-7, Austria tries to build on its lead. Now let's head back upstairs.
Georg Stemmer to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning for Vienna.
For Vienna, the right fielder, number 5, Georg Stemmer, leads off.
Stemmer 0 for 2, did reach on an error and score in the 2nd inning. Takes a strike here from Washington's Zamar Loper. Loper works from the stretch at all times. Breaking ball, just catches the outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Loper with the 0-2 pitch. Pitch sails outside. Stemmer not tempted by it.
Nice for Loper to start off this inning with a strikeout. Get an out, quick out right away.
1-2 breaking ball in on the hands, popped up, foul territory, first base side. 3 players converge, but none can get there in time. Nelson the catcher, Loper the pitcher, and Nutter the first baseman. 10-7, Vienna leads here, bottom of the 4th inning.
Credit to Loper, he may have been the one that was the closest to that one, coming off the mound.
One ball, 2 strikes. Stemmer watches a curveball sail way outside. Two balls, 2 strikes. Stemmer leading off the bottom of the 4th for Vienna. They lead at 10-7. Led 8-0 after 2. Swing and a miss. Loper getting Stemmer on a strikeout to start the bottom of the 4th. 3rd strikeout for Loper.
There's the strikeout.
Jonathan Fleischman, the first baseman, to bat 1 for 2. RBI single back in the 2nd inning. First pitch to Fleischman. Curveball inside corner, called strike. Right-hander Zamar Loper for Washington. Delivers the 1-strike pitch, misses upstairs with the fastball.
This game is still very much up in the air. I mean, it feels like Washington has a bigger deficit than just 3 runs, but
1-1 curveball misses outside.
This is not a very sizable lead, especially from what we've seen today.
2-1 pitch. Just missed outside. Nelson tried to hold it there, but wasn't going to influence home plate umpire Jude Corey. 3-1. Loper stretches and delivers. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball tailing away from Fleischman, but still a strike on the outside edge. The 3-2 pitch misses outside. 1-out walk to Fleischman. 3rd walk given up by Loper, 6th by Washington pitching.
Seems like Loper's been trying to work this outside corner with some breaking balls, and there with a fastball. Just missed off the edge. Ended up putting Fleischman over at first.
First at bat now for Tyler Furtner. He takes a strike. Furtner came on to pitch in the third inning. Left-handed batter with Fleischman at first and one out. Throw over to chase Fleischman back. .1450 AM, WJPA Washington, bringing you the 2015 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Line drive up the middle, base hit for Furtner. Stopping at second is Fleischman, so Vienna with runners at first and second and one out.
Second baseman number 10, Angelo Tao.
Ninth hit of the game for Vienna. Angelo Tao, the batter, singled at a bunt single and scored in the second inning and walked in the third.
Looked like Furtner rounded first base as if looking towards second base, thought he was going to be able to take off. There was some bobble out there in the outfield. The center fielder Gonzalez, the runner in front of him, was staying put at second.
Tao takes a breaking ball that comes in just a bit high. One out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Runners at first and second for Vienna. Loper delivers. He misses high again on the outside part of the plate. Tao checking with for the sign, and now takes low and away. 3 balls, no strikes. Tao lightly taking here as the 3-0 comes in. Pitch catches the inside edge for a called strike. Loper, the right-hander, with the stretch and the 3-1 pitch. Misses outside. 2 walks and a single have loaded the bases here in the bottom of the fourth for Vienna, trying to add to a 10-7 lead. And back up to the top of the order now. Jacob Kainz. 2 singles, a walk, 3 runs scored.
Again, a couple of walks setting up a big inning for the offense.
Washington brings the infield in all the way around. First pitch to Kainz. Outside edge called strike.
Both teams have more runs than hits in this ball game. That just tells you something about the walks in this ball game.
7 walks surrendered by Washington pitchers. 4 for Vienna, and that ball, a breaking ball that stays inside, hits Kainz. That will force in a run to make it 11-7.
And a breaking ball that never broke over the plate.
Nicholas Schodler, the batter. 1 for 2, also hit by a pitch, brought in 2 with a single in the second inning. Later came around to score, takes ball 1.
Infield playing in on the edge of the infield grass.
Loper with the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. He has mostly been living on that outside part of the plate. Loper stretches, here's the 1-1. And reaching out and just lifting a foul ball on the first base side is Schodler, and a nice job by Carson Nutter to go near the first base coaching box to make the catch for the second out of the inning. Look back to first base, but Kainz got back quickly enough. 2 down now for Christoph Hoscher, the catcher. 1 for 3, also reached on a fielder's choice. He scored 2 runs and driven in 1. Takes inside for a ball.
That one was hitting Hoscher. He was going to take that, just turned his back to it. He's going to take his base and take the RBI with it.
1-0 pitch. Called strike, breaking ball brought back nicely by the catcher Nelson. Count even at 1. A 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, gets by Nelson. Coming down from third and just sliding in ahead of the tag is Fertner to make it 12-7. Kynes moves from first to second. Tao from second to third. I believe that's 3 runs that have scored on wild pitches now for Vienna.
You're right about that.
It's at least 3. I'm just double checking here, and I believe that is the correct number. 2 balls, 1 strike to Hosher. And the pitch swings and misses at a pitch up around his eyes. 12-7 now for Vienna. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Loper delivers. Swing and a miss. Another pitch off the plate, but Horscher went after it. Strikes out to end the inning. 2 more runs for Vienna in the bottom of the 4th inning. Just 1 hit. No errors, and they strand a pair. We'll go to the 5th. Vienna leading Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, 12-7.
Most kids around here, and seeing them pregnant, smoking, having guns in their hands, just makes you think how lucky I am that I had Harlem Lacrosse to save me. We all have that one common goal, which is to win, to work together, to have fun. I want to go to college for lacrosse. I want to play for an Ivy League school.
Washington comes to bat here at the top of the 5th inning, trailing 12-7. We have had, we have had runs scored in each half inning with the exception of the top of the 1st and the top of the 2nd.
And Vienna got in there 2 runs last inning. They've scored at least 2 in every inning that they've been at the plate.
Colton Fauner to lead it off for Washington here in the 5th inning. 1 for 2, a 2-run double back in the 3rd. Foul tips the first pitch off of home plate. Left-hander Tyler Fertner delivers, pitch hit in the air to center field. Vanis drifts over toward right, makes the catch, 1 down. Winner of this game plays tomorrow at noon against San Bernardino, California. Loser of this game plays tomorrow at 5 against Mazatlan, Mexico. Jordan Palfreyman, the batter, singled and scored in the 3rd, also walked when he batted for the 2nd time in that inning. Takes outside for a ball. Right-handed hitting second baseman for Washington.
Mazatlan, Mexico, of course, in our first game. And a 5-4 lead going into the 7th. 2 runs scored. And a 6-5 loss in their first round.
2 balls, no strikes to Palfreyman. Stretched by Fertner and the pitch. Line drive. And gets by Schottler, the shortstop, was going to play it on the 2nd hop. And the ball just avoided his glove. He'll be charged with an error. So 1 out base runner for Washington, trailing by 5. Third error of the game for Vienna. Back up to the top of the order, Carson Nutter for Washington, 0 for 2 plus a walk. And he takes downstairs for a ball. Fertner came in to get the final out in the 3rd inning. Gave up 2 runs in the 4th. I have 1 of those earned. 1-0 to Nutter. Called strike at the knees. Fertner checks first base. Now the left-hander delivers the 1-1 pitch. Chopped to 3rd. Fisher goes to 2nd for 1. Towel to 1st. Not going to be in time to get Nutter, but Vienna gets the lead runner. 2 outs in the inning. Palfreyman erased on the force at 2nd base. And A.D. Nelson to bat. He's 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and came around to score. Fertner with the first pitch to Nelson. Fastball at the knees for a strike. Nutter the runner at first for Washington with 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. They trail 12-7. Fertner with the 1-strike pitch, lined right through the wickets of Fertner and into center field for a base hit. Stopping at 2nd base is Nutter. And now Clarence Pomacala to bat.
And not even a full swing for A.D. Nelson on that one. Just throwing his hands toward the ball. I mean, that go right back up the middle and through the legs of Fertner. First hit of the day for Nelson.
Clarence Pomacala to bat. 1 for 2 plus a walk. He scored 2 runs, driven in 1. Tyler Fertner, the left-hander for Vienna, with the pitch to Pomacala, and that one is lined through the left side for a base hit. Being waved home is Nutter. Here's the throw up the line, not going to be on target or in time. Pomacala takes 2nd on the throw to the plate. RBI single makes it 12-8. Nutter scores. Pomacala to 3rd. Or I should say Nelson to 3rd, Pomacala to 2nd on the throw.
So here's Washington, never out of it.
First pitcher called strike to Zamar Loper, who is 0 for 3. Brought in a run with a ground out in the 3rd, reached on an error and scored in the 4th. Ball tapped back to the mound. Fertner has it, throws to 1st, and the side is retired. Washington comes up with a run in the top of the 5th inning on 2 hits. There was an error and 2 left on after 4.5. Vienna, Austria leading Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, 12-8.
We've been in your community since 1808. We've stood by your side covering the news of the day. We've been here for the important times in your life. We've celebrated with you. We're proud to have delivered the latest in local, regional, and national news in Washington, Greene, and southern Allegheny counties. We'll be here for the next phase of your life with our print and online editions. The Observer Reporter, life delivered daily.
who was at shortstop, comes in to pitch. Zamar Loper, who was pitching, goes back to where he started the game at shortstop. They have Loper 2 1/3 innings, 2 runs, both earned, 3 hits, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts.
I believe I can confirm that.
Cleanup hitter Henry Fisher will lead it off when we start the bottom of the 5th inning for Vienna. Vienna led 8-0 after 2. Washington made it 8-5 with 5 runs in the top of the 3rd inning, then 10-5. Vienna added 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. Teams each scored 2 runs in the 4th, and then a single run for Washington in the 5th to get us to where we are now, 12-8.
So Loper now going back to the position that he played in earlier in the game, unlike in our earlier game. Spencer McNamee played 4 different positions throughout the game. He even came in to pitch at one point.
Going to correct those numbers, I believe. Let me go back. Should be 4 runs.
I had 4 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, 3 hits, 2 1/3.
Yes, all runs earned. First pitch from Clarence Palmakela misses downstairs to Henry Fisher. Fisher in the game 2 for 2 plus a walk. He's driven in 2 runs and scored 1. The 1-0. Grounded foul wide of 3rd. Nice play in the third base coaching box.
That was a nice snag. Barehanded play. Like it was nothing.
1-1 here to Henry Fisher, right-handed hitting third baseman. Right-hander Clarence Palmakela with the pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Should be 2 balls and a strike. Fisher waits as Palmakela delivers. And misses downstairs, 3-1.
Palmakela has a very overhand delivery when he comes to. Pretty much right over the top.
Here comes his 3-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit into right field. Fauner played it on the one hop with a bare hand and juggled it a little bit, but Fisher was not going beyond first base.
Yeah, it looked like he almost planned to use his bare hand on that one. Approach the ball with the other side of his body. Wasn't planning to use his glove at all.
10th hit of the game for Vienna. Christoph Vanis, the batter, 0 for 1. He's also walked twice. Fastball hits out in front of home plate, skips by the catcher Nelson. Wild pitch will move Fisher to second.
Nelson a bit frustrated he couldn't block that one. Threw his glove off rather angrily, or his helmet off rather, to go and chase that ball down.
So Fisher the runner at second with nobody out here. 1 ball, no strike count to Vanis. Palmakela delivers. And in the dirt again, blocked by Nelson. (12-8) Vienna leads here, batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. (2-0) pitch. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. Chinese Taipei, Mayaguez, Puerto Rico, scheduled for a 5:30 start. That's about an hour away from now, so may not make it at 5:30. 2-1 pitch. Tapped foul behind home plate. Count even at 2. Henry Fisher started the inning with a single, moved to second on a wild pitch. Glad to have you with us here for the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series on WJPA AM 1450 in Washington, online, WJPA.com. Video streaming at MLB.com called Strike. to Vienna for the third strike, first out of the inning. High definition streaming at MLB.com, provided by Pikewood Sports. Tony Caridi with us, conducting post-game interviews down on the field.
And the replay provided by Pikewood Sports on MLB.com, showing that one just hitting the inside part of the plate.
Georg Stemmer grounds one to short. Hop comes up on Loper, plays it nicely, throws to first to get Stemmer for the second out of the inning. Fisher to third. The ball really came up on Loper. But
a rather convenient bounce.
It kind of came into his midsection, though. It really had to. I mean, sometimes that hop will really bother some players. But the ball got to him quickly, and I think he knew he had time, even though he had to kind of fight it off. Had time once he made the play to get the out at first. Jonathan Fleischman, the batter, 1 for 2 plus a walk. He's driven in a run and scored one. Takes ball 1. Clarence Pomacala, third pitcher of the ball game for Washington, delivers the 1-0 pitch. Foul tipped into the glove of catcher A.D. Nelson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fisher, the runner at third. Pomacala works from the stretch. Now the pitch. Curveball, ducking underneath it is Fleischman. 2 balls and a strike. Pomacala checks the runner at third, now delivers. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Pomacala trying to put up a 0 here for Washington for the first time in the ball game. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Fouled off, out of play. Count holds, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pomacala checks third. Another 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at the breaking ball. Fleischman down on strikes. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Pomacala. A hit, a runner left on. We've played 5. Vienna, Austria leading Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, 12-8.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
I've got an idea.
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
Wow, what a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Washington down by 4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Logan Hummel to lead it off. He's 0 for 2, also hit by a pitch. Got our lineups all ready for game 3, but a ways to go here in game 2. Curveball outside edge to the right-handed hitting Hummel for a called strike from Tyler Fertner. Fertner's given up 1 earned run, 3 total. Now starting his 3rd full inning of work. Hummel taps one foul third base side. And Fertner ahead 0-2.
Hummel was in a similar situation in his last at bat, but was able to stay alive, foul off some pitches, work the count back, and ended up getting hit on the foot to end his at bat.
Fertner's 0-2 pitch. Curveball. Comebacker knocked down by Fertner. It knocked his glove off, but he picks the ball up, throws to first, and retires Hummel.
And that one shot right back at the hand of Fertner on the mound. Took his glove right off, but he was able to stay with it. Wasn't frazzled. Easy throw over to first base.
Pinch hitter for Washington. Chet Losey to bat for Max Gonzalez. Losey, right-handed batter, swings and misses at the first offering from Fertner. One out, bases empty, top of the 6th inning. Vienna leading Washington 12-8. Fertner with the one-strike pitch. Curveball had Losey out in front, swing and a miss, 0-2. Fertner, the left-hander, with the stretch and the 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Losey has to dance out of the way of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fertner stretches and delivers. Grounded off the end of the bat, foul up the first base side. One out, nobody on here, top of the 6th inning. Pinch hitter Chet Losey batting for Max Gonzalez. Time called while Losey resets here in the batter's box. May have been the catcher Hosher who asked for time there. 1-2 pitch. Chop to the left side. Second hop convenient for Fisher. His throw to first. A step ahead of Losey for the second out of the inning.
Number 3, Dan Wardley.
Fisher, relatively no problems fielding that one. Routine ground ball over there at third.
Brings up Dan Bordley for Washington. 2 singles and also hit by a pitch. Had an RBI in the 4th inning. First pitch fastball upstairs from Fertner.
It's maybe the smoothest start to a half inning that either pitcher has had in this ball game.
Well, other than Vanis getting the first 2 outs in the 1st inning, both Washington batters grounding out on the first pitch that they saw.
Right.
Strike on the outside corner to Bordley, 1-1.
I almost forgot about that. It's such a long time. Felt like it was such a long time ago.
As soon as you said that, I looked down at the book and I saw those 2 groundouts, and then I remembered each guy swung at the first pitch.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-1. Fouled off the end of the bat by Bordley. (12-8). Vienna leads here. 2 outs, bases empty for Washington in the top of the 6th inning. Both teams will play tomorrow regardless of whether they win or lose. Obviously, if you lose, you're fighting off elimination tomorrow. Curveball misses upstairs to the right-handed hitting Bordley. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Bordley, one of the bright spots in this Washington lineup today with 2 singles.
Fertner with the 2-2 pitch. Popped up. This one might get back out of play over our heads, and it does.
All 5 balls are yours to keep, courtesy of our day and night sponsors. Today, thank you to West Bank.
Another triple header tomorrow, starting at 12 noon. Fertner with the stretch. And another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball, rolled again foul up the first base line. Vienna jumping out to an 8-0 lead after 2. Scored 2 in the first, 6 more in the second, but Washington with 5 in the third to get back to within striking distance. It's now 12-8 for Vienna. Bordley waiting on another 2-2 pitch. Fertner delivers. Foul tip down into the dirt. Boardley trying to get something started here with 2 outs for Washington in the top of the 6th inning. Another 2-2 pitch on the way. And there's a sinking liner into left field for a base hit. Short hopped by Kynes, who took a little bit of a risk there. If that ball gets by him, Boardley is still running. 3rd hit of the game for Boardley.
Number 42, Colton Fawner.
Colton Fawner to bat, a 2-run double in 3 trips.
I knew he wouldn't be able to get through the half inning 1, 2, 3. That was asking too much.
I was gonna say, I have to double check. I don't think we've had a 1, 2, 3 half inning yet. Ball grounded to the right side. Tao cannot cut it off. It's into center field for a base hit. Boardley stops at second. Fawner with his 2nd hit of the game. Now 9 in the game for Washington, for Jordan Palfreyman, who has 1 hit.
Jordan Palfreyman.
Been on base 3 times, walked and also reached on an error.
I'm not seeing a 1, 2, 3 on my scorecard.
First pitch to Palfreyman. Chops it to the left side. Waiting on the second hop is Fisher. He'll throw to first in time to retire Palfreyman and Washington. 2 hits, 2 left on. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Vienna, Austria here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, leading Washington 12-8.
Most kids around here, and seeing them pregnant, smoking, having guns in their hands, just makes you think how lucky I am that I had Harlem Lacrosse to save me. We all have that one common goal, which is to win, to work together, to have fun. I want to go to college for lacrosse. I want to play for an Ivy League school.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Vienna, Austria comes to bat. Pitcher Tyler Fertner to bat. 1 for 1 in the game with a single and a run scored back in the 4th inning. Came in the 3rd to pitch. And he's done a nice job. Takes a strike here. Vienna with a 4-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Clarence Palmacala, right-hander for Washington. Their 3rd pitcher of the afternoon, delivers the 1-strike pitch. Curveball, outside corner called strike, 0-2.
Yeah, Fertner just giving up 3 runs after the 5-run 3rd inning from Washington.
Palmacala's 0-2 pitch, reaching out and hitting it to short is Fertner. Nice play there again by Loper on a ball that I think had some spin on, a little sinking liner that hit right at his feet. He was able to field it and throw to first to retire Fertner.
Yeah, good job by just staying down, keeping the glove in the dirt, coming up with the hop. Pretty smooth delivery over to first base.
Yeah, left-handed batter Fertner hitting it the other way. Had some side spin on it, it appeared. But Loper played it nicely for the first out of the inning. Angelo Tao, the batter, he has walked twice and also singled and scored in this game. Takes a breaking ball for a strike on the inside edge. Palmacala into the windup. Here comes his 1-strike pitch. Hits in the dirt out in front of home plate. Pomacala started the game at third, moved to short, and is now pitching. Delivers, pitch lined foul. That one hits the telephone pole.
Right off
foul
of it.
territory, down the right field line. One ball, two strikes. Pomacala into the windup. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, left side. Loper fields it deep in the hole, throws to first in time to get Tao for the second out of the inning.
Another impressive play by Loper over there at shortstop. Had some troubles getting to the ball initially. Had to cover some ground, but a strong throwing arm on display once again.
Jacob Kientz to bat. He's been on base all 4 times today. 2 singles, a walk. Also hit by a pitch. He scored 3 runs and driven in 1. When he was hit by the pitch, it was with the bases loaded. Takes downstairs here for ball 1. Pomacala winds in, delivers the 1-0. Kientz grounds it hard, but foul wide of third base.
Third base coach couldn't quite make that play. He made one earlier in the day, that one going off his hand.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, base is empty here, bottom of the 6th inning. Will we see our first 1-2-3 inning of this game? The 1-1 pitch. Kientz swings and misses. Breaking ball ended up down in the dirt.
1 strike away.
Clarence Pomacala for Washington. Winds and delivers the 1-2 pitch. And that one, again, in the dirt out in front of home plate to even the count at 2. Kientz, the right-handed hitting center fielder, awaits. Actually in left field now. Started the game in center. Takes strike 3 at the knees, and that will retire the side. It is a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning. Last chance for Washington going to the top of the 7th. They trail Vienna, Austria 12-8.
MLB.TV Premium, the Emmy Award-winning live streaming sports service, is now available for 2015. Watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on our new web-based media player. Plus, choose either home or away feeds on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat15, the #1 selling sports app in the App Store. Watch live baseball at home, in the office, or on the go. MLB.TV. It's baseball everywhere.
Washington needs 4 to tie here in the top of the 7th inning. They'll start at the top of the order. Carson Nutter. He is 0 for 3 plus a walk. He has been on base twice, also reached on a fielder's choice. He scored 2 runs, and he takes a strike on the outside edge from Vienna left-hander Tyler Fertner. Fertner's done a nice job since coming on in the top of the 3rd inning. He's given up 3 runs, but only 1 earned on 6 hits. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nutter, right-handed hitting first baseman, waiting on a 1-1 pitch. Hits it on the ground to short. Fielded by Schodler. Throw to first in time. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That'll bring up A.D. Nelson. Nelson 1 for 4, also reaching on a fielder's choice. He scored a run. First pitch in the dirt to the right-handed hitting Nelson. Fertner with the stretch in the 1-0. Curveball stayed outside.
Nelson did start the game for Washington, 1 inning and 2/3. Gave up 8 runs on 6 hits, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts.
2-0 pitch misses downstairs. 12-8 Vienna leads. Nelson waiting on a 2-0 pitch, or a 3-0 pitch, excuse me, and it misses high, so a 1-out walk.
That's the first walk we've seen from Fertner in a couple innings.
First of the game.
Of the game,
Yeah,
yes,
for him.
you're right.
I marked that down, and I thought I'm going to double check that before I say
Yeah.
it, and indeed that is correct. He has hit 1 batter. So 1 out for Clarence Palmacala. Palmacala reaches out, pops up the first pitch behind second base. Tao makes the play for the 2nd out of the inning. Now Zamar Loper will try to keep it going here for Washington. He is 0 for 4, but did drive in a run with a ground out in the 4th and reach on an error. I should say RBI ground out was in the 3rd, reached on an error and scored in the 4th. Fertner with the first pitch misses. Throw down to first base behind the runner, but diving back in is Nelson. Zamar Loper waits as the 1-0 pitch comes in. Curveball misses outside. Stretch by the left-hander Fertner. And the 2-0 pitch. Misses upstairs.
It's interesting, the left fielder has always played off the line in both games that we've seen today, but there hasn't been very many balls pulled that way.
3-0 pitch. In there for a called strike on the outside edge. Loper taking all the way. Washington down by 4 with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th and 1 run on. They need base runners, so Loper clearly taking all the way there. Now the 3-1 pitch, and the curveball misses outside, so 2 walks here in the inning for Fertner. And Logan Hummel will bat, but not before Hosher, the catcher, goes out to talk to Fertner. Hummel 0 for 3, also hit by a pitch.
Seems to be a friendly conversation out there on the mound. Some smiles and a high five to end it. Yeah, he just finished this game out. 4-run lead.
Another base runner, and Washington brings the tying run to the plate. Hummel steps in, first pitch to him. He hits it in the air into shallow left center field, going to drop in for a base hit. Manis up with it, being waved home, and the throw is going to come in late. RBI single for Logan Hummel to make it a 12-9 ball game as Nelson scores from second. Loper stops at second for Washington.
And don't tell this Washington ball club that this game is over. They've been battling all game long.
Well, indeed now 12-9 the score, tying run coming to the plate. Question now about Losi. He pinch hit for Gonzalez in the 8th inning, and we thought Gonzalez re-entered. That's the question up here, is whether Losi re-entered or not, because he is not allowed to bat again if Gonzalez re-entered. Ground ball hit to short, fielded by Schodler. He'll throw to second, and the out is recorded, and the game is over.
Guess that's a mute point now.
It is. 1 run for Washington in the top of the 7th inning on 1 hit. No errors. They strand a pair. Your final score: Vienna, Austria defeats Washington here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, 12-9.
Mom, I'm bored.
Boy, what are we going to do this weekend?
When the family's fun meter runs down, recharge in Washington County. We've got something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Visit WashingtonCountyPA.com to get started and share the energy.
What a great day that was.
Let's do it again.
How about next weekend?
Yes.
Make tracks to trucks, tractors, and trolleys. September 13th at the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum in Washington.
8-2-1.
It's a final 12-9 as Vienna, Austria scored runs in each of its first 4 at-bats, and that was good enough to knock off our host team, Washington, Pennsylvania. So Vienna, Austria, representing the European zone, now advances on in the winner's bracket, and Washington will head into the loser's bracket. So 2 games are complete here today. We've got 1 more to go, and it should be a very interesting matchup. Chinese Taipei, one of the perennial powers in Pony League baseball, will be playing in its first game coming up here, scheduled 5:30 start time, a few minutes after that. And they'll be taking on Mayaguez from Puerto Rico. That Puerto Rican team played less than 24 hours ago. They had a very impressive victory over Houston, Texas, and now they'll try to make it 2 in a row. Chinese Taipei and Puerto Rico Mayaguez coming up on deck as the Pony League World Series continues.